Hi everybody, Adam here. Welcome back to our Lego room. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a few older Lego train sets. We've got a 4.5 volt train set and a couple of 9 volt train sets. And really excited about these sets. They've got their original boxes with them. And I think it's really cool to kind of look back and see where Lego trains have come from. And I've had these sets for a little while, but I'm looking to have them set up and built in a way that we can kind of showcase them and, be able to appreciate them on a more regular basis. So today's video will be kind of a kickoff to that process. We're going to unbox them, take a look at the boxes and the instructions a little bit and some of the pieces, and talk through a bit about how we might showcase these going forward. So without further ado, let's take a look at these awesome historical Lego train sets. So as I mentioned, we've got 3 of these awesome train sets. We've got the Lego 7720, a 4.5 volt train set from 1980. And then we've got Lego 4565, a freight and crane set that was 9 volt and I believe was from 1996. And then we've got Lego 4561 City Express. This is a 9 volt train, which I believe was from 1999. And you can see all 3 of them are in their original boxes, which is really cool. I think it's not only nice to have some of these older sets, but when you can, the ability to get the original boxes is a really cool window into the past. So let's start off by taking a closer look at Lego 7720 first. So Lego 7720, as I mentioned, this came out in 1980, so that makes this set roughly 42 years old. Really cool to look back that far and see, sort of where trains were at that period of time for the Lego group and, how they differ from the ones that we currently have. And, as I mentioned, really cool to see all the box art here. These boxes were really impressive works of art back in the day as well. And we can take a look at the back of the box here and see what that looks like. Really cool to see all the different images there showing off the train signal and the magnet couplers there. So many nice big images on the back of the box there. Really cool. And then one of the things that I really like about these old boxes is they've got the flip top on them. So they actually flip open and there's a bunch of artwork and imagery on the inside as well, which is really cool. So showing you how the tracks kind of come together and then showing you the contents of the set here, how much track you've got, the minifigures, the great little crossing area, a platform, signal, a little loader vehicle, as well as the train itself. All really cool. Now let's take a look at the contents of the set itself. Now this is a set that I picked up as a used set from a Lego seller, and obviously it was pre-opened and all the parts have been used, but everything's in pretty good condition and the set is complete. So that's really nice. Now, before we look at some of the parts, first off, we've got the instruction manual. And, really cool to see these old instruction manuals. Definitely a different style and way of presenting all the things that you had to do to build the set. Not all of the per step part lists. Things are a little more of a, you got to hunt around and look and understand what's changed from image to image. It's definitely a lot different from the way the instructions are set up these days, but a very cool sort of window back into how these instruction sets were designed and laid out. And one of the things that I always like about these old instruction sets is a lot of the images that they used to include, kind of aspirational combinations of various sets that Lego had released, and ways that you could put those together or modify them to create a really interesting layout. And really cool here to see some of the different trains and their train cars and some of the city buildings around there. It was always exciting to not only get a Lego set as a kid, but to be able to kind of see these big sort of aspirational layout images, and that was always very inspiring and fueled a lot of interesting thoughts and layouts that I would try to recreate. So really cool to see this image on the back of the instruction manual here, and great that the manual itself is in such good condition. Now, some of the interesting parts that are included in this set. Really like this train signal. It looks really nice. Really like the signal part up here on the arm. We've got the magnetic couplers for the train cars in good shape there. We've got the blue train car there. And this one is for the engine here. And then you can see everything's sorted by kind of part type and color and that to make sure that everything was included in the set. But we've got the wheels for the train cars and the wheel for the little loader. And we've got the 3 minifigures that come with the set. Always loved this particular minifigure style, the suit jacket and the tie. Thought it was pretty cool. So happy to have those. And then we've got the railroad crossing arms here. Really cool, nice touch. I thought it was always great in some of these older sets how much of the railroad infrastructure that Lego would include in their sets. So whether it be traffic train signals like this guy, or the traffic arms here that would go at the crossing. It was really great to be able to have those be included in the set. It really added a lot to the overall experience and what you were able to create in your layouts. And then we've got the crossing area here. So the arms go on here, these crossing arms, and then the track goes down through the middle. Really cool, nice piece, and in pretty good shape and condition. And then I guess the other main thing of note is the track here. So we got all the individual track bits and the ties that they go onto. So overall, really excited about this particular set. Great condition, lots of awesome pieces. And, these are not super realistic trains, but I think there's a lot of nostalgia in these older sets and the trains that they include, both the train cars and the locomotives. And, really cool to be able to collect and reassemble some of this Lego history. So now let's take a look at the next set. So next up, we've got Lego 4565. This was released in 1996, and this was a freight and crane set. Really awesome. You know, you can see the support cranes here for loading and unloading stuff from the train itself. And, you know, again, that sort of continuation of not only providing the locomotive and the train cars, but as well, you know, those support buildings and objects that really help tie the train into the rest of your city layout, which I think is a really nice touch. And as you can see on the box here, this is a 9-volt train, and really like the overall box artwork. It's a much more I guess a larger scale box than the previous one we looked at, more vertical space, and they've got a really cool image on here. Really like the idea that the train could be coming out of a mountain there, or a sort of a tunnel. Really cool look to that. Now let's take a look at the back of the box. And again, you can see a number of additional great images on the back here. Different ways that you can build out scenes around this particular set. Looks really cool. And, you know, I think that there was a lot of great photography and aspirational image work on a lot of these older set boxes. And it's, you know, really cool to see. I miss a lot of this photography work on existing, sort of newer sets that come out. I think this was a really cool way to handle box art in the past, but, you know, lots of great images there. And before we look at the interior of the box, also worth noting that those images extend to the sides of the boxes as well. It's really nice to see all that photography work and that balance of, you know, seeing the object, in this case, the train that you build in this set, in various situations and, you know, being used in various ways. It's really cool to see. Now, similar to the last one, we've got an interior flap here. Really cool. We get to see all the different train cars that come with the set that you can build, as well as the cranes there and the track, and then a number of great action shots again with various components of the set. Really cool to see. Just a really nice touch. I can always remember going to the stores and being able to look, you know, lift those flaps up and see more scenes with the elements of the set, and it was just always a really nice touch. So now I'm going to unbox this one and we can take a look at some of the components that come with it. Now this set, while the box is a little worn, the interior of it is actually unbuilt. It's actually all still in its original packaging, which is really cool. Really great to be able to have something like that is really old. Let's see, 96, that's 26 years. This has been unopened in its box. You can see all the little accessories for the rail workers are still on the sprue, on their actual little plastic container there, which is really cool to see. Now, a couple things to look at before we look too closely at the parts. First off, the set had this cool little advertisement fold out. Shows both the set that we're looking at right here, but also shows some other products that you can get. There's the City Express set. And then there's the railroad crane, the station set. There's the 9-volt crossover, various other 9-volt tracks. Not sure which one that is. I've seen that before, but can't think of the name of it offhand. And we've got the switches there, 9-volt switches. This is the train wash. You got your 9-volt equipment. So I believe I would need that before I'm actually able to use this set, because it didn't come with that. But, you know, really cool to see. And then if we flip this over, you can see some of the other products that were a thing at that time. Got Rock Raiders, really cool to see. And then Star Wars here at the bottom. Got radio-controlled vehicles. And then Technic vehicles. Let's see if we can get that better angle. Yeah, you can see that better there. This is really cool, a nice little glimpse into the past. Got a great sticker sheet here. It says 1994. And then the instruction manual here. Again, this is all in really nice condition, showing you layouts of track that won't work with the 9-volt system. And again, so much great photography in these, you know, on the boxes, in the instruction manuals. Really great stuff, cool to see. Different scenes and situations, again, that you can recreate using the set itself. Is there another page of photography? Or I think it's into the instructions then. Oh yeah, we got one more image there, and then it's into the instructions. See, they're building the cranes. And then, you know, of course, in conjunction with that, you can see there that the cranes are built on one of the old base plates, which we've got underneath here. So really nice road piece here. Really cool to see the old base plate there. And then we've got the great bases for the train cars here. We've got a couple different sizes. We got the one for the engine and the primary car that it pulls, and then there's a couple smaller cars that you can see in the box image that have the smaller bases underneath them. And then obviously the set comes with the 9-volt track. Really cool to see the old track in pretty good condition. Since it's really just lived in the box, it hasn't really seen the light of day very much, so it's all in really good shape. So really happy with this overall. You know, great to have something that's so pristine, given that it's, you know, quite a few years old, you know, a couple decades on, but all still in its packaging, including the minifigures that came with the set. Really cool torso print on that guy there, and then really nice tile print there as well. That's an awesome piece. So really happy with this set, and you know, again, I think it's going to be great to be able to showcase some of these older trains, and I just want to, whether it's in a layout or whether we just have the trains mounted up somewhere where it's easy to see, I think we'll have to see what is what we can achieve. But at the very least, I would like to get a bit of track laid out so that these guys can run around and put them through their paces. But I could definitely see, in addition to that, a piece of wall where we've got track laid out on shelves, and these guys can be on display there, because just really cool to look back and see where the Lego trains started out and how they evolved over time to where they are today. So last but not least, we've got Lego 4561, the City Express. Really awesome looking train here on the front. Love seeing the lights on it. And, again, continuing the tradition of the great box art and pictures that they've taken here. This is, again, a 9-volt train, 645 pieces. And, you can see the box is in pretty good condition, a few little rough wear edges, but for a train that came out around late 1990s, I think it was 1999. It's really great condition, and continuing to love the overall look of these boxes, and that such great imagery on them. Really sort of enticing images that make you want to have the set, but also communicate a lot about how the set functions and works as well. And you can see on the back here some more great images from the set. Funny how they show the sort of the action shots with the blurred minifigures or blurred objects that are movable. And then, like the other sets, this one's got the flap on the front here. Again, really great images here. You can see all the great cars in action that come with the set. The track, the support vehicles. Really awesome looking. And then the contents of the set. So you can see the small front of the train there, locomotive with the two train cars, and then 3 vehicles. We've got a little crossing area, which looks, based on the pictures, that it's meant to go with how with the loading area, so that the cars can be loaded onto the train. Great minifigures, and the speed regulator and transformer, as well as the track. And even around the cellophane sort of spots on the interior of the box here for showing you and kind of highlighting some of the stuff in the box. Got some really great artwork around all of those little cutouts. Really cool to see. So let's take a look at the interior now and see all the different parts that come with the set. So here's the interior contents of Lego 4561. This is another one where it's all still basically in its original packaging, which is really amazing. Awesome to see. Really gives you a pristine view at sort of back in history at this set. We've got the great original stickers here. Look awesome. And then the instruction manuals underneath there. And you'll notice the bags for the set all have the images on the front of them for what you're building with the contents of that particular bag. Really cool system and way of doing things. I don't think I've ever seen that on bags before, but it really cool touch. And you can see the little crossing arm there, and then the minifigure with his truck. Those are all really cool, nice to see. The set comes with the speed regulator and the 9-volt transformer, so for powering things up. So that is awesome. That will that'll let me run this track and this train, as well as the Lego 4565. We can get that up and running as well with the speed regulator and the transformer there. A couple other things worth noting. The set came with this awesome book, which again kind of follows in the path of lots of great photography and visual work around the set. So you can see all the different aspects of the set in action, and it gives you some interesting thoughts on how to use the set as well. So obviously there's the instructions in the middle there, but lots of these great aspirational images showing other sets as well that you could combine with this one to make a really impressive layout. So really awesome overall. Really like looking back at these instruction books. And then you can see here all the old 9-volt train products, switches and the track. Very cool stuff. It's so really cool to see those elements. Shows you things not to do over here in terms of laying your track out when you're trying to get the power hooked up to it. And then there's another little instruction manual here for how to get the 9-volt components all hooked up in a safe manner. Showing you how to hook up the speed regulator to the track, and then the transformer into the wall. I'm sure there was a lot of, to be very careful about how people interacted with this and making sure that everybody was doing things in a safe way. And then there's the Lego Direct ad here where you could order track kits and special track to build out your railway. Interesting to see how that stuff was sold before and how it's presented here in the various manuals. And then they also include another little Lego Direct advertisement. So things that you could buy from Lego Direct that weren't available in the store. It's a little soccer bus. Those are cool with figures. Tow truck. We got Star Wars here. Dino Explorer. Transport truck. Some space sets. Lots of stars. We got Star Wars keychains, the X-Wing fighter. rail service truck. Then lots of train sets and track. Some city minifigures. That's awesome, the road signs. That's really cool. And not only like the standard road signs up here, but these ones are neat as well. Very distinct. Very cool stuff. And then, oh, what do we got on the back here? Some more Star Wars. And then there's another little catalog here. You got Lego soccer. So you got that soccer van, and then the stadium set there. Lots of great Star Wars sets. Funny to see where some of these have come from, you know, like where they started out and where they're at now. Pod racers, which is cool. Cool Star Wars Technic builds, the battle droid, destroyer droid, pit droid. Cool little fold out insert there. Some more Star Wars. Oh, there's some Star Wars UCS, TIE Interceptor, and the X-Wing fighter. Then some ninja sets. Very cool. And then Castle, I guess it's Knight's Kingdom at this point. Great looking castle. And we've got race vehicles. Adventure sets. Lots of dinosaurs. That's a cool one. Always neat to see those old 3D base plate pieces. Very interesting how they used to make those and fit them into various sets. Got some space. Arctic. Used to do a lot more bases like this. It's cool though. And then you got, that's a nice sail on there. And then some city ones. Really cool. Just neat to see kind of where everything was at this point in time, like 20 years ago, roughly 23 years ago. It Rock Raiders. Just a very different look. Like, I mean, some of the broad themes are the same, but you know, the look and the direction they were going at that time, very different. Speed Slammers. Those are cool. I don't think I've seen those before. Robo Riders. It's cool. Kind of feels like a bit of a cross between Bionicle and Technic. We got a good image of that one. There we go. So, a very cool window into the past there. But, Overall, super happy with the contents of this set. We've also got a lot of the 9-volt track here, a couple of straight pieces, more of the curved pieces. Got the great molded pieces here for the train cars. Always neat to see those. And then this is the loading platform, I believe, to load the vehicles up into the train. So neat to see that as well. Definitely were a lot more of these molded, more one-off custom pieces in that than you get currently in Lego sets. So it's interesting to see that and to see how they were building the foundations of these Lego train cars. So that I think that's everything from Lego 4561, the City Express. Again, I think my favorite out of this, beyond seeing some of the photography and the catalog stuff, it's really cool to see how they were dealing with these, the bags for building everything, and how the picture of what you were going to build with that bag was on the front there. Really nice touch. But overall, everything's in very pristine condition, which is really great, and will be, it'll be a lot of fun putting this together to put on display. So overall, really happy with the 4.5 volt and 9 volt Lego train sets that we have. A great window into the past and where the Lego trains started out, and on their way to where they are today. And as I mentioned, I really want to look for some places around the Lego room here where we can put these on display. It may be that we make a kind of a train display wall where we can have them all on shelves out, visible for people to see, that we can look at. But I would also like to end up with at least a small 9-volt track layout that we can run at least a couple of these on, because I think that would be really cool to be able to put them through their paces and kind of see them in action. So we're going to be doing some thinking on what we want to do there. We'll talk more about that in upcoming videos as we kind of start to nail down exactly where that train display area might end up, and where we think the 9-volt track portion of the layout will go. And we'll also cover some more of these older train sets as we pick things up. I don't think that we're going to end up with, an exhaustive collection by any means, but wherever I can, I think it would be great to pick some of these key historical Lego sets up and display them in the Lego room here to, really see the trajectory of Lego and where it's gone over time from, a lot of these older sets and the perspective back then with how you built with Lego to a lot of the more modern sets that we have as well. So thank you very much for joining us for this look at these 3 awesome old Lego train sets. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure to do so that you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. And thank you very much for watching. We will see you again soon. Take care. Bye.